everybody, welcome to another Yarn Scrap Friday with me, Laura, and in this video I thought I would share my design for a little quick sort of amigurumi style ice cream. And for this tutorial we are going to be using some DK light worsted weight yarn. That's a yarn weight of 3, and I wasn't sure which colour to do for this ice cream. I didn't know whether to make a strawberry one or a chocolate one, but I think I'll make a strawberry one so there's a difference with the cone colour. And I've just chosen a sort of beigey colour for the cone, and then obviously you can make any flavour you like. With that I'm going to be using a 3mm crochet hook, and it's also a good idea to have a pair of scissors and a yarn needle, and you're also going to need some toy stuffing as well. But you can use yarn scraps as well, just for stuffing the ice cream. And I haven't got anything to hand at the moment, or have I? Yes, I have. I have got some. I've got bags here. Here's my bag. So you can use yarn scraps, little bits that you cut off at the end of your projects, or you can get yourself some 100% polyester toy stuff. It's entirely up to you. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so we're going to start off with the ice cream colour first. So whatever flavour ice cream you want to make, we're going to start off with that colour yarn first. So in this case, I'm going to be making a strawberry ice cream. This was actually supposed to be a mint chocolate chip, but I think it's actually more like pistachio in colour than mint chocolate. So it all depends on your yarn colour. So we're going to take our ice cream colour first, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a chain 4 loop. So chain 4 loop. You can use the magic circle, magic ring technique if you prefer. So the first thing to do is we're just going to do a little slip knot first, and then we're going to chain 4. So chain 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so we chained 4. We're going to put our hook into our first chain. So find your first chain just next to your slip knot. Bring the yarn through the first chain and bring it straight through the loop on your hook, and that basically makes a 4 chain loop joined at the beginning and the end, and in the middle, like I always say, is a little hole. We're going to work some stitches into that hole. First thing we're going to do though is we're going to do a little chain 1. We're not going to count that as a stitch, I'm just using that for a little bit of leverage. And then into the center of your 4 chain loop, we are going to work 8 single crochet into the middle. So try and find that center hole. Don't confuse it with your first chain hole, which can look quite big. You need to find the middle. So just below that first chain hole is going to be the center of your 4 chain loop. Bring the yarn through the center, and then just wrapping it around the chains, do a single crochet. So this pattern's in US terminology, but a single crochet in UK terminology is a double crochet. So we're going to do 8 single crochet in this magic circle. So put your hook back into the center again. It should get more noticeable the more you do. Yarn over, pull through 2 for another single crochet. We want 8, so that's 2 back into the center, wrapping it around the chains, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you might have to move your chains over, so single crochets over slightly to get the last one in, 8. So make sure you've got 8 single crochet, 2, 4, 6, 8, and then if you've worked into the center properly, you should be able to pull your tail ends, bring in that hole a bit. Then find your first single crochet that you made, your first proper stitch, and put your hook into there. Okay, onto both loops. Bring the yarn through that single crochet and straight for the loop on your hook to join the round. So by the end of that first round, you should have 8 single crochet. Then for the next round, we're going to do the similar thing. We're going to chain 1 to begin. Again, don't count that as a stitch. Then going back into the same stitch you just slip stitched into, we're going to do 2 single crochet. Okay, so 2 single crochet in there. So 1 and another one in the same stitch. Okay, so 2 single crochet in there. We're going to do 2 single crochet into each stitch around. So we're doubling up our stitch count from 8 to 16. Yeah, that's right, 16. My math is terrible today. Okay, so 2 single crochet in the next stitch. 1 and another one in the same stitch, and work 2 single crochet into each stitch around. Okay, 2 in each, back to the beginning. Okay, so just come up to the last stitch, 2 single crochet in there, 1 and 2. And it looks like there's one more stitch left, but that's what I call a fake stitch. That's there just to confuse you. You need to check your stitch counts. You should have 16, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So skip that little fake stitch there, skip your tiny chain one which has disappeared, and find that first proper single crochet that you made, put your hook into there and do a slip stitch. So bring the yarn through the stitch, straight for the loop on your hook to join the round. So the end of that round should have a stitch count of 16. I'm going to do one more increase round, so chain 1 again at the beginning, don't count that as a stitch. This time I'm going to go back into the same stitch we just slip stitched into, so go back into that same one you just slip stitched into, but we're just going to do 1 single crochet this time, just the 1. Okay, so just the 1. Then in the next stitch we're going to do 2 single crochet. Okay, so 1 and another one in the same stitch, so there's 2 in there. Okay, and we're going to repeat this pattern, so in the next stitch we do 1 single crochet, just the 1. Okay, just the 1. Then in the next stitch we do 2 single crochet, 1 and 2. Okay, 2. And just repeat that pattern all the way around back to the beginning, doing 1 single crochet in the next stitch, then 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, back to the beginning. You should finish on 2 single crochet and you should have a stitch count of 24. Okay, 24. So we go 1 single crochet in the next stitch, then 2 single crochet in the next stitch. Let's repeat that round back to the beginning. Just coming up to the last 2 stitches, 1 single crochet in that second to last one, then in the last one 2 single crochet, so you should end on 2 single crochet, 1 and another one in the same stitch. Okay, and then we're going to skip a little fake stitch there, find your first single crochet and slip stitch into that first single crochet. Okay, so that's the end of all our increases. What we're going to do now is we are going to do 4 rounds of just 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So I'm going to start off with a chain 1 at the beginning of each round and do your first single crochet in that same stitch you slip stitched into, so that same one you slip stitched into, and work 1 single crochet, just the 1 stitch, 1 single crochet into each stitch around. So you're keeping a stitch count of 24. We're going to do that for 4 rounds. Okay, so 4 rounds of chain 1, 1 single crochet in the same stitch you just slip stitched into, 1 single crochet into each stitch around, keeping a stitch count of 24. I'm going to do that for 4 rounds. Okay, so I'm going to do that and then I shall come back. This makes me just want to eat ice cream. I want ice cream. Give me ice cream. Okay, so I'm just finishing up the 4th round. You should have done 4 rounds of just chain 1, 1 single crochet in the same stitch you slip stitched into, 1 single crochet in each stitch around, and then slip stitching into your first chain, your first single crochet. I've got into that properly to join the round. Okay. So what we're going to do now, it should look a little something like this. We're just going to create the frilly part now. So to do that, we need to work into our front loops only. First thing to do is a little chain 1. Then going back into the same stitch you slip stitched into, normally we'd go under 2 loops. We're working into a stitch. We just want to go under the front loop only. We want to save the back loop for working in on the next round. So we just want to go into that front loop. And in that first front loop, the same stitch you slip stitched into, we're going to do a single crochet. So just 1 single crochet in there. Then in the next front loop, we're going to do a half double crochet. So we need to yarn over. And again, instead of going under both loops, we just go under that front loop. We're going to do a half double crochet, so pull through all 3. We're also going to do a double crochet as well. So yarn over, go back into the same front loop, so the same front loop, and do a double crochet. So pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, in UK terminology, that would be a half treble and a treble. Then the next front loop, yarn over, and we're going to do, just in that front loop again, so just that front loop, we're going to do a double crochet to begin. So pull through 2, pull through 2, and a half double crochet. So it's the mirror image of this last stitch. So go back into the same front loop and do a half double crochet as well. So, okay, so you've got 2 stitches, just a 1 single crochet on its own in that front loop. Then in the next front loop, you did a half double crochet and a double crochet. Next front loop, you did a double crochet and a half double crochet. Then in the next front loop, so instead of going under both bits of yarn, we want to just go under that front loop, just the 1 loop, do a single crochet, just 1 single crochet. And we also want to do a slip stitch in the same front loop, so a slip stitch as well. Okay, so you've got a single crochet and a slip stitch in the next one. We're basically going to repeat that all the way round, you know, dividing it into 4 stitches. So in the next front loop, start again with just 1 single crochet, just 1 single crochet. In the next front loop, we're going to do a half double crochet and a double crochet in the same front loop. Do a very good double crochet there, but never mind. Next front loop, we do the mirror image. So next front loop, we do a double crochet and a half double crochet. Pull for all 3. Okay. Then in the next front loop, we do a single crochet and a slip stitch. Single crochet and a slip stitch. Okay, so that's repeated that again. So repeat that all the way round, okay, back to the beginning. You should end on your little slip stitch, your single crochet and slip stitch. It should divide equally into 4. Okay, so if your stitch count is correct and is 24, you should be able to divide that 24 into groups of 4 to do these little fans just in the front loop. So I shall do that and I shall come back. So next front loop, we start off with a 1 single crochet. Then the next front loop, we do a half double crochet and a double crochet. If you're new to crochet and you're struggling to follow along, I do recommend following my beginner tutorials and coming back. Next front loop, we do the double crochet and a half double crochet. Double crochet and a half double crochet in the same front loop. And then in the last one we do single crochet, all in these front loops only, single crochet and a slip stitch. Okay, so repeat that pattern all the way around back to the beginning, and you can see all these back loops have been kept empty. Okay, right, so back to 1 single crochet. Okay, so just coming up to the last stitch, the end of the last fan shape, that last front loop, single crochet and a slip stitch. Okay, so you should equally be able to divide your 24 stitches into 6 fans. Then what we need to do is we need to just fold down this first fan, and at the very beginning you need to find that first back loop that you skipped. So if you just fold it down, you should see that first front loop quite obviously there. Okay, and what we're going to do, instead of yarning over with the pink, we're going to bring in our cone colour now. So let's get our cone colour. Just going to put that over our hook, just hold that with a finger, and we're going to bring that through the back loop and for the loop on our hook, and we're going to secure that with a chain 1, just chain 1, and just pull your tail ends nice and tight, and then you can cut your pink or whatever flavour ice cream you're making. So cut the pink, and we can move the pink out of the way. Mine's just on the floor anyway, so It's fine. And now we're working with our cone colour. And what we're going to do is we're just going to do one single crochet into each stitch around. First thing we're going to do is we're just going to go back into that same first back loop that we just slip stitched into. So go back into that same first back loop and do one single crochet. I'm going to do one single crochet into each back loop around. Okay, and you should be able to see them quite clearly. You can see they're just little back loops that you skipped before. And do one single crochet into each back loop that you skipped in the previous round back to the beginning, keeping a stitch count of 24. So you may want to count as you go. Okay, back to the beginning. Okay, so almost back at the beginning, and I've been counting as I've been going. I'm at 22, so 23, and turn end over, 24. So last one. It should match up with the end of that little fan shape as well. Okay, and then what you want to do is just find your first single crochet that you made. It should be easy to see in your new colour, cone colour. Just slip stitch into there to join the round. You should have a stitch count of 24. And this is a good point if you want to add any icing or little eyes, if you want to make little amigurumi ice creams or any sort of features on the ice cream part. Like here, I added these, what was supposed to be chocolate chips, but they're more like sort of little pistachio bits. But I added these at this point so you can just tie the insides very easily on the inside. And now what we're going to do is we're going to create the rest of our cone. So the first thing to do is chain one at the beginning, chain one. I'm going to do one single crochet in the same single crochet we just slip stitched into. Let's go back into there. Do one single crochet. Do one single crochet in the next stitch. Then we're going to single crochet 2 stitches together. So we're going to go into the next stitch and bring the yarn through, but then we're going to stop and go into the next stitch and bring the yarn through. So you end up with 3 loops. Then just yarn over, pull through all 3. That's single crochets 2 stitches together. And we're just going to repeat that all the way around, doing one single crochet in the next 2. So one single crochet in the next stitch, one single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so one single crochet in the next 2. Then we single crochet 2 together. So go into the next stitch, bring the yarn through, stop. To the next stitch, bring the yarn through, yarn over, pull through all 3. Okay, so repeat that pattern all the way round until you end up with a stitch count that goes down to 18. Okay, down to 18. So one single crochet in the next 2, then single crochet 2 together. Okay, back to the beginning. You should end on single crocheting 2 together. So just coming up to the end, I've got 4 stitches left. So one single crochet in the next 2. One and next stitch 2. Then that leaves us with 2 stitches left. We're going to single crochet those 2 together. Then pull yarn over, pull through all 3. Then we just find our first single crochet that we did and slip stitch into there to join the round. Okay, and your stitch count should have gone down to 18. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to just do 3 rounds of chain 1, 1 single crochet in each stitch round. So we're keeping a stitch count of 18. So same as what we did here for the length, we're going to chain 1 at the beginning of each round, do 1 single crochet in the same stitch you just slip stitched into, and do 1 single crochet into each stitch round, so 1 stitch in each, slip stitch in your first single crochet to join the round. We're going to do that for 3 rounds. 3 rounds, so keep a stitch count of 18. Okay, so I should do that and then I shall come back. 3 rounds, just 1 stitch in each. Okay, so I'm just coming up to the end of that third round. And then you just slip stitch into that first single crochet, just like all the other rounds. Just join the round. So you've still got a stitch count of 18. Should look a little something like that. You've just done 3 rounds of just 1 stitch in each, chaining 1 at the beginning, do 1 single crochet in the same stitch you slip stitched into, and then 1 single crochet in each stitch round, slip stitch into that first single crochet. Okay, so now what we're going to do is decrease again. We're going to chain 1, do 1 single crochet in the same stitch you just slip stitched into, and then we're going to go straight into single crocheting 2 together. So into the next stitch, bring the yarn through, stop, to the next stitch, bring the yarn through, yarn over, pull through all 3. We're going to repeat that pattern all the way around. So 1 single crochet in the next stitch, then single crochet 2 together. Then we go back to doing 1 single crochet in the next stitch, just the 1. Then we single crochet 2 together, and your stitch count should go down to 12. Okay, should go down to 12. By the end of this round? Yep, that's right. So just repeat that pattern all the way around. 1 single crochet, and single crochet 2 together. And 1 single crochet, single crochet 2 together. And 1 single crochet, and then you should have 2 stitches left, single crochet those 2 together. So you should end on single crocheting 2 together over the last 2 stitches. And then all you do is you find that first stitch and slip stitch into there to join the rounds. Your stitch count should have gone down to 12. And what we're going to do now is we're going to do 3 rounds, same as before, 3 rounds of 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So we're going to chain 1 at the beginning of each round and do 1 single crochet in the same stitch you slip stitched into, then do 1 single crochet into each stitch around, just 1 stitch in each, keeping a stitch count of 12, then slip stitching into your first single crochet to join the round. I'm going to do that for 3 rounds, okay, 3 rounds. So just like we did here. So I should do that and I should come back. So just 1 stitch in each. Okay, it's just coming up to the last stitch in the last round, on the 3rd round, 12. And then just slip stitch to the first stitch to join the round. Okay, and then just bring up a loop. What we need to do at this point is to stuff our ice cream. Okay, and the best thing to do is, doesn't matter whether you're taking yarn scraps or stuffing, doesn't matter. We're just going to take a bit of that. Might as well shove those yarn scraps in as well. Then get yourself some blunt scissors. So I find blunt scissors work really well. And then just stuff your little ice cream. Okay. So I'm just going to stuff this and I'll come back and show you how to finish off. Okay, so when you finish stuffing, I'm just going to finish up with 1 more decrease round. And you should have a stitch count of 12. We're going to reduce it down to 6 by, start off with a little chain 1. And then starting in the same stitch you just slip stitched into, we're going to single crochet 2 stitches together all the way around. So bring the yarn through, stop, and straight into the next stitch. Bring the yarn through, and then yarn over, pull through all 3. Just single crochet 2 stitches together. And we're going to do that all the way around. So into the next stitch. I find it easier to flatten it. Stop, into the next stitch. Yarn over, pull through all 3. Then single crochet the next 2 together. Single crochet the next 2 together. single crochet the next 2 together. If you do flatten it, just be careful not to go for any stitches on the other side. Then the last 2, single crochet those 2 together. Okay, so your stitch count should have gone down to 6, and then we just slip stitch into that first single crochet 2 together. Slip stitch into there. Okay, so you can see where you've single crochet 2 together, stitch is just above that. Oops. And then what we're going to do is just 1 round of 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So to finish up, going to do just 1 round of 1 single crochet in each stitch around, keeping a stitch count of 6. So we chain 1 first, go back into the same stitch you just slip stitched into, and do 1 single crochet. Do 1 single crochet in each stitch around. You only have 6, so 1, 2, to create a slightly better point at the end. 3, 4, 5, and the last one, 6. Then, if you can, slip stitch into your first single crochet. To join the round. And there we go. So just bring up a loop. Leave a slight bit of sewing, because we're just going to sew the end closed, and just cut that. Pull the loop through. That's me trying to do this on camera. Pull the loop through, then get your yarn needle. And, oh, more fingers and thumbs. So I've got all the injuries on my hand, by the way. I do a bit of gardening sometimes. I should really wear gloves. So I do apologise. What we're going to do is just sew the remaining hole closed. We're going to go into the next stitch, out for the next stitch. I'm just going to drawstring it closed. And pull, then into the next stitch, out for the next stitch. Pull, and then one more time, into the next stitch, and out somewhere. Can't really see any more stitches. Stubbing myself now. And then we just want to hide our tail end. So the first thing I do is I just sew out through the bottom. Okay, and then go back in where you came out. First of all, I'm actually going to just sort out the stuffing on the inside because it's a bit empty at the bottom. So just move that stuffing around so it's a bit neater. That's better. And then go back in where you came out and come out somewhere else on your cone. Don't pull too tightly because you don't want to distort the bottom. Then do that a couple more times. Go in where your yarn came out, come out somewhere else for a stitch. That should disappear on the inside. Then one more time, go back in where you came out, come out the other side, and your yarn catches on the stuffing on the inside. So that disappears on the inside. Then all you need to do is put your project down, then just push your project down. Pull that a little bit tight, cut as close as you can to your project, and then just let go, and that tail end should just disappear on the inside. And there you go, there is your finished ice cream. So just pull your little frills down, the melting ice cream, and there we go, one strawberry ice cream. Like I said, you can add lots of features on the top. You can add little hundreds and thousands. Or sprinkles, as you might call them, or a little face, or icing, chocolate chips, whatever you fancy. And there we go. And I really need to make a chocolate one because chocolate's my favourite. But I shall see you soon for some more crochet fun. Thanks for watching, guys. I really want to eat some ice cream now.